Hello, happy Tuesday training. This is our weekly training for the week. I wanted to talk to you guys today about incorporating sales into your everyday business. And while that sounds like, well, isn't that the point? I will tell you the strategy that I used this past month in September to increase my sales by over $800. That's right, I added $800 to my personal sales just by doing things a little differently. So if you are up for that, then this is the training for you. This week, of course, it's been a little bit of a shaky start this week. Okay, we had a little bit of a hiccup with, Facebook and Instagram, and for some that threw off everybody's whole thing. Let me tell you guys right now, I think if you know me at all, I am not a big Facebook fan anyway, but I will tell you that in working your business, you absolutely cannot rely solely on Facebook. You just cannot. I heard from many consultants yesterday asking, well, what do I do? That's the only way I talk to my customers. Is it though? Because if customers have either placed an order with us, if they have ever hosted for us, we should at least have their email address and at least their phone number or cell phone, right? So we do have other ways to contact our customers with just the bare minimum without even knowing them per se on social media. One of the ways that I was able to still continue to work my business yesterday was using Amy. So Amy was still working just fine. I was able to send texts and emails, follow up with my customers, get all of that done just by using a tool that I already have, right? Yes, was it annoying that Facebook was down? A little, but it didn't really disrupt what I'm doing every single day. By doing all of that, I had an order that came in for $193 yesterday. Yeah, the day of the great blackout, right? So if I can tell you this, coming from somebody who I can tell you that I am not like the person who has, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in PRV, right? It's not who I am. It's who I'd love to be at some point, right? Like I'm striving to get there, but that's not really who I am today, right? Talking to you today. But I will tell you that you can do things in your business to increase your sales. And while it's going to take you a little bit of thinking, a little bit of maybe pivoting and looking at things from a different perspective, it is possible. Hey, Miss Kylie, how are you? So happy to see you here. Ashley's on. Let's see. Rena's on. That's fantastic. All right. So, we are going to do, rather I'm going to do a full hands-on training for Amy. There is a Facebook group though. I do want you guys to at least make sure that you are involved in the Facebook group, because let me tell you, Amy is very, very, very tied to Scentsy. Not only, hey, Miss Cassie, not only do they have a great professional relationship, obviously, with Scentsy, that's why it connects to our workstation, right? But they are very, very good at customer service. I hold customer service like tippy top. Like that is the standard for me. Okay. It's standard for me is a company or a program or what have you to have good customer service. Those are the places that I will go back and order from. Those are the programs that I will continue to use. If it's something that I need to pay for, I will probably reinvest and I will pay for it if their customer service, if their help staff, right, support, what have you, is there. So those are like the bare minimum for me. And let me tell you right now, Amy is that. Amy is that. And every single consultant has the opportunity to have a free trial with Amy so you too can try it out, okay? Now, for those of you just starting, this may be something that you want to kind of put on your after my first 70 days list, right? So things that you're going to begin to implement into your business after your initial 70 days as a consultant. I don't want you from the first get-go to be too bogged down with too much happening, because specifically within your first 70 days, you've got a lot going on. You do. You have a lot going on, right? You've started a business. That's a big thing. It's a big thing. When you hit that join button, big thing. So you're focusing on getting those initial sales, talking to people, building maybe a social media presence if you haven't already. And if you are on social media and all of that, then that means that you are trying to work to connect with more people and kind of get your footing when it comes to the direct sales or network marketing kind of world, right? So those are the things I want you to focus on: having conversations, working on getting your feet stable and all of that. And then after that first 70 days is when you can really start to look at these programs that you can then implement into your business. So don't stress yourself out if you haven't done that. Now, some of you may feel more comfortable with doing more in those first 70 days. And if you do, then that's fine. That is perfectly fine. That's awesome. There's a lot of people who are like, I am self-driven, Jacqui. I got this. I'm good, right? That's awesome, right? But for many, that's not kind of how it works. So I don't want you to feel less than. I don't want you to feel like you're not doing what you can, right, in your business. No worries, Amanda. I got you. You know I got you. So I want you to really focus on those things. Now, in doing this, though, with Amy yesterday, I found that, like I said, yes, Facebook was down. Yes, Instagram was down. Goodness knows. I think the thing I missed the most was my Instagram, not gonna lie, because, you know, my Instagram it's my baby. I love my Instagram. But that was a little hard for me. And so I'm still playing catch up with that. But like I said, it didn't really impact my business per se, right? It more impacted me and what I do in my business. A lot of what I do and a lot of what I encourage you guys to do is to share, right? A lot when it comes to yourself, being authentic, the things that you're doing in your business, right? Those are the things. So using those social media platforms, it is very easy to do that. Excuse me. It is very easy to share, right? And to really have that presence and have that ability to show people kind of behind the curtain, right? Or how your day looks, things that are going on, things that you're passionate about, things that you love, right? Yeah, I think a lesson was definitely kind of brought to the forefront because of yesterday. Kylie, you are not alone. So we have to really make the decision, right? What if, right? We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, 3 years from now. What if something goes wrong on Facebook? For longer, right? I think it was down for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, something like that, right? What if it was down for 24 hours? How would your business be running, right? So we have to find the ways in order to make sure that we are covered, right? That we as business owners, our business isn't dead in the water if something were to happen like it did yesterday. That's really the key takeaway from all of that. Increasing your sales, though, I will tell you this. If any of you are in the Fall Forward program, you may have already seen this. You may have also just seen it posted around on Facebook or social media, but it is the sale a day, right? So taking the moment to focus and look at the month as a whole and focus on doing one sale every single day, right? That one sale doesn't have to be that $190 order. That one sale could simply be a $17 order, right? One sale a day is taking the stairs to where you want your PRV to be every single month. We all don't just have party size orders every single day. So I don't want you to think that that's kind of how it works and that's how it should go. If you do, awesome. And then you can come back and share with all of us. But for most of us, we do not, right? I will tell you though, last month when I really truly focused on having a sale every single day, it helped to push me outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zone for me as an individual, I'm I have very high anxiety. Believe it or not, I am very introverted, right? Even when we go out, I am not that person who will go up to you and start talking all the Scentsy. I'm just not that person. Of course, I'm always usually branded in some way, right? I always have business cards. I always have, like right now, I've got felt samples in my purse attached to business cards, right? I've got product lists in there with my information on it, all the things, right? If that comes up, if that were to happen, but I will tell you right now, I'm usually not the person to instigate all of that. I'm just not. And I know that's bad, but I also recognize that as that's just something that is just not comfortable for me. Now, I don't want to get stuck in the part of, well, that's not comfortable for me. So I said that really weird. Anyway, so because of that, I'm not going to try and push beyond that because I don't want to go outside of my comfort zone. No. Trust me. I do work outside of my comfort zone and I do try and push myself. I'm not going to push myself every day though, because I'm going to feel overwhelmed, right? We don't want to feel overwhelmed. Hey, Lisa. So I want you guys just to little by little think of ways that you can kind of extend beyond your comfort zone. And I'm going to tell you how I did that in September. So for example, I really focused on having a sale a day. Now that sale a day strategy where they would have you focus on a certain product, that's a really great place to start, right? Oh, party packs on the go. Totally. I will do that in just a moment. You can have that as like a jumping off point. So if you're somebody who you're like, I don't know really where to start with this whole sale a day thing, right? Then take a calendar. I will share it again here in the group too, but it's basically you or using this picture, whatever, looking at the month and going, okay, so tomorrow or today is fragrance flower. So I'm going to focus on showcasing a fragrance flower, right? So maybe that means going on to Instagram or going on to Facebook, for example, and maybe going live for 2 minutes and opening up a fragrance flower and showing them how to put it together, right? Or coloring a fragrance flower. You see, I've colored mine in like Halloween colors, okay? It would be like a 2-minute, if that, long live, right? And if you're not comfortable putting your face in front of the camera, that's okay too. Again, baby steps. Go to what works for you. Meet yourself halfway, right? So maybe for you, you're somebody who you're like, oh, I've never gone live before, or I don't like going live at all. Okay, fine. Turn the camera off of you. Point it at the table. I'm looking down like you can see me down there. Point it at the table, right, where your fragrance flower is. And then talk as you show them, right, with your hands, how you're doing it. Start off there. Those are baby steps, right? And at some point, you're going to feel, after you start doing that a few times, a handful of times, right? You're going to feel okay about maybe switching that camera around. And that's really where you want to be. Because let me tell you, while it feels uncomfortable for us possibly, right, in the beginning, our customers want that. They want that because it helps them to feel connected to you. It helps them to relate to you better. It helps them to just trust you more, right? Get to know you, to like you, to trust you more. And that's really the Goldilocks zone of where we are working towards. So let's think of ways that we can do that. One of the ways that I did that, I didn't necessarily use the calendar per se and focus on a certain product. But what I did is, again, I was focused on having one sale every single day. There were some days that I did not get a sale a day. That's okay, right? That's okay. I still tried. I still worked it. Thank you. Just a little bit of Sharpie. Just a little bit of Sharpie. So it was a little difficult for me to really push myself out of that comfort zone because for me, I am, like I said, I am not that person who will just jump out and start having that conversation with people, even when It's even on social media, let alone just out and about, right? I really had to think about the wording that I was using. And I really had to try things that I had actually shied away from. For example, one of the things was doing like a mystery bag order, right? Or doing the 10 bar special and taking the time consciously, intentionally to reach out to people every single day and to my previous customers every single day and messaging them, letting them know what I've got for a special. I did a couple personal specials, right? And again, for me, that is outside of my comfort zone. I wouldn't normally do those things. But because I was pushing myself last month to do those things, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's literally what I had to do every single time, even when it came to just writing a message or a text and hitting the send button. Okay? Just because I've been doing this for 10 years does not make it any easier. It just doesn't. At least not for me, right? That's just not how it works for me. For some of you, it does. It comes very naturally. And I love that. And I'm so excited for you guys. I want to be more like that, right? So I'm always pushing myself a little bit farther and a little bit outside of that comfort zone. But it just goes to show you that you don't necessarily have to do all the things all the time, and you don't have to be perfect at everything, right, to have success in your business. So if you can focus on challenging yourself to have a sale a day, it's going to, one, make you have conversations with more people, whether, again, it's in person, through text, through a message, through a Snapchat, I don't know, whatever, right? It is, Carrie, right? It is. It's hard. Really hard for me. It's going to make you have more conversations. 2, it's going to help you get more comfortable talking about products. So, for example, if you're using the focusing on a different product every single day, right? So maybe we'll stick with our usage of the fragrance flower, right? So you're going to get more comfortable maybe about knowing more about the fragrance flower. Maybe you've never actually put one together. Maybe not, right? So maybe that means you're going to go ahead and do a 2-minute live and you're going to show how you unbox the fragrance flower and how to put it together. Maybe you're even going to take the time to show them how you take 2 color. This is only 2 Sharpies, right? It's a black and an orange Sharpie, and I just went right around the edges. That's all I did, right? All I did. The flower did the rest, okay? But you're going to feel more comfortable with the product when you're having those conversations, because you're going to be either doing it yourself. Maybe that's warming it, changing the wax, talking about the fragrance flower, pulling it out of the box, right? Whatever. You're going to become more knowledgeable about your products. You're going to start to feel more, I don't want to say expert, because I don't ever want to be an expert at anything, but it's going to make you feel more in control. Okay. It's going to make you feel like you know a little bit more, right? Like you have more to offer when you're having conversations with your customers. When they say, oh yeah, when I put the fragrance flower in, it just plopped right in. Oh, well, don't forget, there's that little silver ring. And I almost forgot it too, right? Like that was more of the conversation. So you're going to find little things as you do that. So you're going to have more conversations. You are going to become more knowledgeable about your products. And for 3, you're going to start seeing that it's going to become more of a habit. It's going to become more of a habit. I will tell you all the way, it's October 5th, right? It's the 5th day of the month. I will tell you that I'm already on track to at least hit or hopefully surpass my goal from last month. So that's a good thing, right? But it's only the 5th. But it's because for an entire month, I trained myself to think I need to focus on getting 1 sale every single day. And because of that, it's now kind of ingrained in me to be a habit. I've already started doing it without even realizing I'm doing it. There's a whole book out there, right? Atomic Habits by James Clear. He came to talk to us at our 2019 Scentsy family reunion that we had in Austin, Texas. I know it was the very last one we had in person, but hopefully this year, or this coming year, 2022, hopefully this is happening, right? Okay. But we had the opportunity to talk to him, and he talked about that thing of atomic habits, right? And creating those little habits that if you do something for 30 days, it's just, and he goes more into, of course, there's science behind it and why our brains work the way they do, right? But that is the whole point of really focusing on doing one thing every single day, whether that is, and I know today we're talking about sales, but look at that bigger picture, right? Touching your business every single day. Opening your workstation every single day. Knowing what your numbers are every single day. Whether you have a team, whether you don't have a team. It's looking at things. It's maybe saying, okay, I'm going to look at that news tab every single day. I'm going to make that a habit to look at the news tab, because especially this time of year, right? We've got products that are back ordered, delayed. We've got shipping issues on the port of Los Angeles right now that is just absolutely ridiculous, and completely out of all of our control. But right, this is really the time that we want to be watching that news tab. Not only to help us when we're talking to our customers, but so again, we're more familiar in what's happening with our business. Roxy, that is fantastic. She had a sale today. It was on hand stuff. That's fine. Amazing, right? I had a lot of those, right? Because as consultants, I don't really carry inventory, and we don't have that requisite, right? We don't talk about inventory because that's not really what we should be doing. Now, I personally have a Scentsy addiction, so I do have things on hand because I use the product every single day. I use the counter clean every single day to clean my kitchen. Every single day to clean my kitchen. I use the laundry products every single time I do laundry. I use the wax, obviously, all over my house, right? I like things to smell good. In the car, when that scent circle, like yesterday, I noticed we ran up to the store, made a couple deliveries, and I was like, oh my gosh, that scent circle, I don't really smell it anymore. So what did I do? As soon as I came home, because I knew I'd forget, I came home, I grabbed a scent circle here from my office, and I threw it in my purse. So that way, the next time I get in the truck, boom, I'm putting that scent circle back up, right? Those are just the little things that I personally do. And I guarantee you that if you have customers who love our products, then those are the things that they're looking for too, right? Those are the things that they can actually use in their every single day life. Because let me tell you, if I was not a Scentsy consultant, I would certainly be somebody's very best customer. Trust me, I would. Because I would still be using all the products. I don't use the products because I sell Scentsy. I sell Scentsy because I love the products. And that's really how I have conversations with people. I'm not trying to solicit something that I do not believe in. I'm not trying to ask them to buy something that I wouldn't personally buy. Now, it's not to say that there aren't some fragrances that Jacqui doesn't particularly like, but I will still try and get to the customers who I think will like those fragrances, right? Because if you've never heard it, right, there's a nose for every scent that we have. I guarantee you, if you were to smell through every single one of the testers and scents that we have available, you're gonna come across some that you don't necessarily like, and that's okay, right? That's okay. Nobody says that you have to like every single fragrance we have. Nobody says you have to like every single product we have. Maybe you're just not a fan of a particular product. That's okay. That's okay. But in the big scheme of things, right? You know that Scentsy has quality things. The same way that we look at Disney, right? I look at Disney. Disney is like the epitome of customer service, right? They hold their standards so high that it's like, oh my gosh. Now, that really says something because Disney has partnered with us. Disney not only has given us the licensing deal, right, with the products that we get to offer. That's awesome. But you do remember our big announcement that came in June, right? June, July? Was it July? July. We are the fragrance of Disney World Resorts. Disney liked our fragrances and our quality of products so much that they said, we are going to make you our official fragrance for our Disney World resorts and properties. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't happen for a whole lot of other companies, okay? That says something to the quality of our products and to the integrity of our business. It really does. So I want you to keep that in mind. That while we might be talking about sales, really when it all comes down to it, it's all about how we perceive the product, how we use the product, and how we share the product. Because if you hold Scentsy in saying, okay, I think it's a good quality product, then that's what you're going to share with people, right? The same way that I have a very high threshold for customer service, right? If it's a program, if it's an app, it's a somebody who makes t-shirts, right? If their customer service is not up here, then I'm not going to go back and order from them again. I'm just not. Because I truly value customer service, because I think in today's day and time, right, that's what we need to be doing. So we as Scentsy consultants really can set ourselves apart, because when we have conversations, not only can we be very authentic in those conversations, but we can also really work on being honest and authentic with our customers. Again, I'm not telling you that you have to like every product we have. I'm not telling you have to use every single product we have every single day. But find one that you do enjoy using. At least one, right? And share that. So social media should really be focused about sharing. It can also be used as sales, right? So whether we're having online party links, or we're doing Facebook parties, or what have you, right? We're doing mystery bags, we're doing giveaway, whatever it is that you're doing on social media, right? All of that can be there. But when it comes down to it, the real heart of our business is really all about how we're following up with our customers, how we are treating our customers. Are we saying thank you? Are we letting them know when things that we know that they probably are interested in are going to either be coming out, or there's a new this, or oh my gosh, this brand new collection is coming out and I know how much you love cinnamon. This scent's going to really be right up your alley, right? Whatever. Right? Fill in the blank for every single one of your customers. You need to be knowing these things about your customers. And when we do the training on Amy, or rather when I do the training on Amy, I'm going to show you guys, because I'm going to bring you inside of my Amy and share with you there. But what I do within Amy is I use the notes section for every customer, and I work with that, and I will put in that notes section maybe if they have a particular fragrance that they love. Maybe they have a particular product that they just, I notice that they're always buying this product, right? I've got a lot of customers who just buy Scentsy Fresh. Like, honest to goodness, they only buy Scentsy Fresh and like Counter Clean. Like, those like the two things that they buy. I've got a handful of customers like that. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to try and change their mind, right? Obviously, they obviously like those products. That's great. But whenever we have a new fragrance, like when the new catalog started and Cloudberry Dreams came out, you can guess that those were the very first people that I reached out to. OMG, you're not going to believe it. We've got a new fragrance and the product that you already love. Boom. They were very excited about that, right? And they were very excited to know that I remembered. And when I reached out to follow up with them, it wasn't that generic, hey, how are things? We have a whole new catalog that came out, or we've got a whole new harvest collection that's available now, right? It was more of a, I see you, I know what you like, and I'm going to tell you about what I know you already like. I'm not going to bother you with the other stuff unless, right? Hopefully they're already keyed into like your VIP page or whatever that you also do with your business, right? So they'll see other things along the way. Or if they're on your mailing list and you happen to throw in a product list or a showcase brochure or a catalog, right? They're going to see the other things that we have to offer. But knowing that you are taking the time to remember the things that they do and truly like, that says a lot when it comes to customer service. And so when they are ready to reorder, they are more than likely going to come back to you. All right, so let's, I'm going to answer Kylie's question about my on-the-go, was it on-the-go parties or on-my-go business? I'm going to try and scroll back. Party bags for on the go. Party bags for on the go. Got it. Okay. Got you. Trying to look for mine if it's right around here, but I don't think it is. I think it's probably still in my purse from yesterday. Yes, it is. Okay. What mine is it's actually, I use like it's one of those Scentsy bank bags that you can get in the consultant store. You don't have to use that. You can use anything you want though. Mine is actually in one of those bags. And what I have in it is I have, I don't even know if I have any of them out here. I've got product lists that are already folded into like a little square because that, it's a bank bag, right? So I don't have a whole lot of room in there. But I have, I usually keep about 10 in there at a time. And it has my information already on it because when I get my product lists, as soon as I get my product lists, in fact, I did it like on one of the a couple like Work at Wednesdays. When was it that we transitioned? July, August, whatever it was that we transitioned into the new catalog. I sat down I ordered a package of product lists, right? You get 150 product lists for $9. They may have even been on sale then. But anyway, as soon as I get them, I automatically fold them and put my information on them right away because it helps me for the entire season. It also helps me notice when I'm running low. So I know when I'm running low, when I see that stack kind of start to dwindle or get smaller and smaller, right? Then I know, okay, maybe I need to order another thing of product list. But I have those already in there, already labeled because that's what I did at the beginning of the season. Those are in there. I have felt samples in there of different things that I will sample. I, every single month, will do one batch sample of samples. Probably the next time that I do samples, I'll start doing wax again because now that we're getting into the real fall season, I'm so excited. Up until then, right, it's been too warm, so I really don't keep wax samples on hand. Specifically in my on-the-go bag, because if it does get left in the car for whatever reason, usually it's in my purse because I'm one of those people who carries like a suitcase for a purse. If it happens to get left in there or whatever, then things aren't going to melt all over the place. So I have felt samples in there, and how I do those is not only do I do like a whole, like I take the time to batch work. And so one day out of the month, I will sit down and just do samples. Otherwise, what I will do is whenever I have like a newer scent come in, or every single Wednesday, I change my wax. It's just a thing that I've always done. And so if it's a newer scent or if it's a popular scent, like last week, it was Harvest Blood. Shoot. I can't remember what it was last week that I did. But whatever it was, I put it in my warmers, and then I took some of our felt samples, and I just walked around to my warmers. I used tweezers, and I just dipped them in, lay them out on wax paper, let them dry, and then I packaged them up, and now they're ready to go, right? Put little stickers on them. They're ready to go for samples. And so I keep those in there, in that little on-the-go bag. Of course, I keep business cards. I also will have a couple packets of the hand cream and the body cream. I'm pointing because they're back there on my, there, in that thing right there. Those are the ones that you get from the Scentsy Consultant store, right? So it's already pre-packaged. Again, I don't have to worry about it melting, getting too hot, whatever. I throw a couple packages of those in there. So it has my information on it. I also have, I usually, again, I bulk sample. So depending on what I have in my samples at the time, right now I have dish soap and I have Scentsy Fresh in Lavender Cotton ready to go. So I have a couple of each of those in there. I always carry 2 scent circles in there because scent circles for me are my love language. So if somebody, like if I'm at a store, what have you, and somebody is like maybe gone out of their way or something like that, I literally will just hand them a scent circle. I'll get my bag out of my purse and I'll give them a scent circle. Now I do have a little sticker with my information on it. So yeah, I do that. But I will say, hey, you know what? I sell things that smell good. That's how I talk now. I sell things that smell good, and I have one of these, and thank you so much for your help today, or, you know, for working this out for me, or figuring out that price, or whatever it was, right? So if I'm in those situations, I give those as gifts, just a gift, right? Again, starting out, you don't have to do all of that, but you need to be prepared if someone asks you, hey, you sell Scentsy? Oh my gosh, I used to have somebody, or I haven't been able to see the new catalog yet. Do you happen to have one? That's really what you want to have on you. So while I've kind of gone through the majority of the stuff that I carry in my bag, really it all comes down to just having on you something that will show them your business. So product lists are great for that. If you want to carry around a couple catalogs in there, that's fine. I usually will save my catalogs for like my VIP and my hosts. They're usually the ones that get catalogs. Everybody else usually either gets a product list or a showcase brochure, because they're less expensive to mail and they're easier for me to carry around. So I keep those things on hand, but business cards, like I said, felt samples, things like that you can just do and have on hand. So it's really what you want to do, is having that on the go. Now, when I was working outside of the house, I always carried a bag party with me. Always carried a bag party with me. And a bag party for me, I only have a couple that are out right now, but this is what I use for my bag parties. It's just like a little light plastic envelope with a little Velcro seal. Okay, so what I put in these is I put a showcase brochure folded in half. It fits perfectly in here. I usually will put a handful of testers. My allergies are kicking my butt today. A handful of testers. I have been doing this for a while, so I still have some mini testers. These are what we used to have, was mini testers. Okay, so they're literally mini. So I have those, but you don't have to do that. You can just put samples in there, right? So whether it's felt samples, whether it's just wax samples, whatever it is that you've got going on. Like here's a couple that I've got out, right? Like right now I'm handing out my Jack's Obsession in Halloween Town. You can see it's just crinkle cut pieces of cubes in a bag with a sticker. That's it, right? So like those would be in there, right? If I didn't have testers, or if I wasn't using testers. A couple order forms, of course, any promotional things that I've printed out, like, of course, I mean, my Scentsy Club. I'm always telling people about Scentsy Club, right? The clips and the buddies. Yes, totally. That is a perfect way to carry those things too, right? Clip them onto a backpack or whatever, and to showcase those because they're fantastic. Roxy, take a couple catalogs to the beauty shop today. Whoop, whoop. Yes. That's the way to do it. But other than that, again, that's what I would put in my or bag parties, rather. I still am in the habit of saying basket parties. I think there's only a handful of times I've actually used a basket. But my bag parties, right? Like I said, when I worked outside the house, I always had one ready to go because of the fact of my job that I used to do full time, right? I was in mid-level management, so I couldn't really be selling. So people knew I was a Scentsy, or I did Scentsy on the side, right? Because that's what it was at that time. So they would ask me, but I always carried it in my day bag that I would carry back and forth to work, a bag party with me. Because if somebody asked me about it, of course I couldn't really go into detail. Again, you know, my vice president would have been frowning upon all of those actions, right? So I would just simply say, you know, here's a bag party, you know, carry this around for like the next week, check in with me. Everything's in there that you need, right? And then of course I would like text them or message them later and fill them in, right? Like here, you know, there's things in there, go ahead, click some orders or whatever, right? I gave them the details later. I couldn't really talk much then, but that's really what I would do. when people would ask me about my business or ask me, hey, do you have the new scent of the month or whatever? Yeah, I would always have samples on me. Again, I was working outside the house. So I was always giving away a lot of samples every single day, but that's honestly what I would do. And that's how I did a lot of my parties, was simply by saying, you know what, here. And that was literally my wording. Carry this around for a week. Collect orders. Bring it back. We'll put it in. You'll get rewards. I only had a handful of times when people would carry it around and they couldn't get to that 200 mark. So on those circumstances that they didn't, then I would just simply add in extra. If I had like individual orders from other customers, I would just add those on to their party if they didn't have a party to attach to, and make it a $200 party for my people. And that's how I worked it, right? Because my whole goal was to serve my customer. How can I help them get Scentsy free and half price? That was the goal. That was the end goal every single time that I did a bag party or gave them a bag party. Where do I get those envelopes? I get them off of Amazon. They are in my Amazon shopping list. I know I've got that in my bio on my Instagram, but I can share it in here as well. Somewhere it's in here, I know. I want to say maybe 25 came in the package, and I honestly do not remember the price. I will look that up though. It will be on my Amazon, and it'll be on that link. So I'll share the link. But those are just what I happen to have found on Amazon that works for me. Before that, it literally was like I would go to the school section, right, at the store, whether it was Target or wherever I was, right? And you get like the pencil bags. That's honestly what I used for bag parties for years. You can see that in a lot of my YouTube videos that I did, specifically when I was working. I had lots of those made up because that was my mode. That was my MO for doing parties. It was bag parties all the way. Because I specifically, aside from my people who would buy from me that I worked with, outside of that, all of my customers were not local. Because I didn't have the time to really build a local customer base. And I didn't have like a whole lot of local friends and family who were ready to jump in and help me with my business. So I had to work my business on social media. And so a lot of my customers were long distance. So I was always mailing things out. So I always had those ready to go. And they were very easy to throw into a, if it fits, it ships, USPS envelope and ship them out. They were really easy to mail out that way. That's why I really utilize them and use them so much. That's why it was my MO. That's just what I was known for, was my bag parties. But putting in, the flyer of the month for the warmer and scent of the month, right now, right, we've got the bricks that we have available. I'm hopefully going to today finish up doing those and getting those ready to go. But like, I'm going to have all my 5 samples of my bricks. I'm going to put them in this little wax bag, seal it up, right? And then boom, this will go out to my customers. Something like that. If I was doing a bag party, that would go into a bag party. So just finding things that you can do that are going to work for you. So you can find things different ways, but really focusing on your sales is going to help you, like I said, in those main 3 areas. 1, in having conversations, because that's the utmost number 1 thing that you should be doing, is having conversations every single day about your business. Number 2, product knowledge. And number 3, feeling more confident and in control of what you're talking about and your business. So one of the things that I will tell you guys right here, right now, I don't care if we have a sale going on. I don't care if we don't have a sale going on, or if we do have a sale going on, whatever. I will tell you right now, page 64, 65 of every single catalog, your bundle and saves, this, my friends, should be your Bible. This should be your Bible. Whenever you're talking in person, whenever you are sending out a bag party, even when I was doing my bag parties, right? I took one, I think it was this, because they're not in the showcase brochures. I took one catalog and I tore the page out and I used that and would laminate it and I would put it into my bag parties because I wanted them to see the bundle and saves. Because honestly, bundle and saves is not only where they're saving money, but it also helps me when I am trying to really work to build my sales, right? Whenever somebody asks me about wax bars or wanting to buy wax bars, my immediate response is, we've got the buy 5, get 1 free. That's your best bet. That's how I lead with it, right? So I lead with that. Do we have the option to order a bar by itself? Of course. Do we have the option of getting 3 bars for $17? Of course. But the very first thing that I lead with is the best deal that we have, the 6-pack of bars. It's literally buy 5, get 1 free. Okay? We run that special every single day of the year. Forever and always, as long as it's in your catalog, that's the sale that we are running every single day. So specifically when I'm working on a goal, right, when I got down to later on in the month in September, when it was like, oh my gosh, okay, I need like $300 more, right? So I was breaking that down. How many 6-packs is that? How many whiff boxes is that, right? If I can sell 5 more whiff boxes, right, or whatever. I was really looking for ways that I could break the goal down, and then really leaning into the bundle and saves or the great offers that we already have with Scentsy. That whiff box is an amazing deal. And if you saw what's in it for this month, OMG. Let me just say, it's super cute. That's how we really want to start pushing that into our business. And like I said, by me focusing on that in September, I was able to do, I mean, I did a lot more in sales than I normally would. But really being able to push myself, I got to the point to where I did $800 more than I normally would do in a month. Because every single day I focused on having conversations, reaching out to customers, letting them know, hey, I remember that you love this scent when you ordered from me last year during this time of year. Either it's back again, or like I have some customers who their favorite scent did not come back. So I had to look for alternatives. So when I was reaching out to them, I would then be offering them an alternative of a scent that was similar or is similar to what they had that they loved last year. Or, oh my gosh, did you see what we have this year? Oh my gosh, you loved this last year. Guess what? Now it's in the pods, right? So having those conversations, and Amy is a really great way to be able to do that. If you have not used that, like I said, I am going to be showing that. So I'm going to give you some great tips and hopefully spark you guys into being able to utilize that a little bit more and realizing that it is such a powerful tool for our business. I know I've totally gone over my 30 minutes, so I apologize. So be watching for that Amy training. That will be coming hands-on, screen share, full 9. I will be doing all of that, sharing with that. But really, really, really focus on how can you work on having a sale a day? How can you work on increasing your own personal PRV? Because again, regardless if you have a team or not, if you have a $2,000 month, you are automatically getting a $600 paycheck. For a lot of us, $600 can make a really big difference. It can make a really big difference. And you don't even have to have a team to do that, right? That's the whole thing. If you need to make money, then you can make the money. Is it going to take work? Yes. It's not just gonna, all of a sudden you're gonna be sitting back and laying on the couch going, oh my gosh, look at all the orders I got today. No, it's gonna take some effort on your part to have those conversations, to share with people what's out right now, to share with them what's coming out, right? When we have releases that are coming, and did y'all see the end of month live? I think you did. So you see all the things. I wrote 2.5 things of notes of things that are going to be coming out in October. We have a whole lot of stuff coming, you guys. There's a whole lot of opportunities for us to reach out to our customers and to find new ones. So focus on that. Know that you truly have the power to make or break your paycheck every single month. You have the power. Not me, not your sponsor, not your best friend, not your spouse, not your whatever. You have the power to make or break a paycheck. How much do you want to make next month? Or how much do you want your paycheck to be next month? What do you want it to look like? What would help you? What would help you and your family? What would make a difference? What would it pay for? So like I said, regardless if you have a team or not, you can do this. And you can do it just by putting in the time and effort and consistency in your business. That's the bottom line. And customer service, right? And be authentically yourself. Don't try and be like everybody else. I know it's really easy because we have the comparison factor. I get sucked into it too, right? Even because I do spend a lot of time on Instagram. But I will tell you, it's very, very easy to get sucked into that. Oh, she's so amazing how she does this. Or I love the way that he words all of his posts. They just sound so great. I wish I was able to do that. I'm not that good. That comparison bug is going to follow you everywhere you go. Don't let it follow you. You got to squish it. Squish the bug. Squish the bug. And if that means that you just need to stop looking at somebody's post for a while because every time you look at their posts, they are just like, that thought creeps into your head like, I'm not good enough. Then you know what? Put them on pause. Put them on pause. If that's what it's doing to you, right? Because you've got to focus on you. For almost every single person that I know that I've had a conversation with, we are either working this for a reason, because we either have bills to pay, or we've got, debt that we want to work on paying off, or we're working on buying a house, or what have you, right? All the things. But for the most part, a lot of us are doing this for those specific reasons. We all have that specific reason of what we're working our business for. And at the end of the day, that's what we have to remind ourselves, is why we're working this business, why we're putting in the time, why we're having all these conversations. Because that's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to be able to build our business. And that's how we're going to actually make the difference in our own personal lives. I love you all, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.